Hey everyone, when you ask about how AI can help you, when you ask how WMS can help you, let me just show you a sample. So like I say, we like creating informational sites. You can leave your site there alone and we don't even need to touch your site. We can create other sites that canvas the entire topical authority spectrum for you and then use all those pages to direct people your way. We can mention you, we can use your phone number, we can tell people you're the man. Right? That's perfectly fine. You've obviously seen that before. You know, you can have Roto-Rooter websites around the nation. You can have any kind of partnerships that say, hey, you know what, you should go to them. So let me just start at the beginning and point this out to give you a sense of it, okay? Just a quick tour of the features. So if I were to create a total content plan, say, then we would start with this. And this is the kind of thing that we build these particular types of queries. And this is asking, what are we going to write about? You know, do we have a website or a topic? So I'm going to give it one of our own websites. Okay. And I'm just going to say, please do research on our website so that you can see what we've got. And then that way you can be prepared for what we're going to write about. So sure enough, it went to the website. And it's breaking it down. It's focused on providing expert advice and assistance for those seeking legal representation in DUI cases. It offers information on various aspects of the law, including finding a lawyer, general DUI laws, and special advice on handling charges, measuring BAC, and understanding the consequences. It also emphasizes the importance of skilled legal representation to navigate the complexities of DUI cases effectively. So with that in mind, what are we going to write about? And I'm going to say Houston DUI lawyer. Do you know what? I'm going to stick right with that. Houston DUI lawyer. Now, let's see how this goes. It's going to start by creating 20 top-level niches. Houston DUI law overview with the primary keyword focus of Houston DUI laws. It's a seed keyword. We're going to get hundreds of keywords off of that. Then choosing a DUI lawyer in Houston, like how to choose one, things to consider. You know, DUI case process in Houston, how that works. DUI penalties and consequences in Houston. Field sobriety tests in Houston. Notice how the intent of most of these searches is informational, sometimes navigational, but mainly informational. And that's because before people go to select a lawyer, of course, they've got questions. What are my options? How does this work? What do I need to consider? They're going to try to read up on this before they reach out most of the time, right? So the idea is that we are going to write for that 17% of information seekers plus the 20% of people who realize they have a problem and they're just starting to look into their options. But check it out. Field sobriety tests in Houston, what to know. BAC laws in Houston. DUI expungement in Houston. Underage DUI. Commercial driver DUI laws. And it goes on and on. DUI checkpoints, legal insights. Drug-related DUIs. Out-of-state DUI in Houston, DUI defense strategies in Houston, and on, right? The role of the lawyers, the cost of a lawyer, and so on, DUI and mental health. Now, you might feel like, wow, I wrote, I got these 20 topics. How much more can you possibly give, right? That would be like 20 web pages, wouldn't it? Well, what if we say, let's dig deeper? I'm cool with these. I could ask you to change some of this. That what I would do, of course, with my client is present this list and say anything we should change, right? And then they can tell us and we continue from there. So let me just continue though. Continue with the subtopics. And so it's going to continue into a breakdown. So it takes the very first one we started with. That was Houston DUI law overview, right? Before choosing a DUI lawyer in Houston. Okay. Keeping it in mind, number one, Houston DUI law overview. We're grabbing 5 subsections to that. Understanding DUI laws in Houston, a beginner's guide. Okay, the keyword for this would be along the lines of DUI law introduction Houston. Okay, the intent is informational. So we're going to write our page that way because that's what Google's expecting. If you try to pitch on an informational page and you pitch too hard, Google's going to say it's not aligned to the purpose. That would be a transactional or a commercial intent. But when people do searches for keywords like these, it's informational. And that's what we're doing on purpose. We're creating a lot of information topics so that you have topical authority. Either it's going to be pages we put directly on your site, or we create other websites that refer to you, that suggest you, they recommend you. So, Houston DUI law overview. Understanding DUI laws in Houston. The evolution of DUI laws in Houston, for those who are interested, like how did things get to be the way they are. Comparing Houston DUI laws to other states. Key legal terms in Houston DUI cases explain how DUI laws in Houston affect your insurance. Okay, choosing a lawyer. Let's break that down. Factors to consider when selecting a lawyer. Top-rated lawyers, an overview. Questions to ask your lawyer. Understanding lawyer fees and costs in the cases. The importance of client-lawyer chemistry in DUI cases, right? And it goes on and on and on. Now, this is all sample, right? It's rough draft. I, again, could send this in to a client and say, how should I tweak this? They'll send it back. Say, remove some of these, add some of those, leave the rest the same, whatever. No problem. So if I were to continue with this, I'd have an incredible breakdown, wouldn't I? Well, guess what? If I have 20 topics and I make 5 subtopics for each of those 20 topics, I can create 120 pages. A page for each of the top 20, and then a page for each of those 5. So I can create 120 pages that are all doing what? They are covering the topical authority, because we've got these 20 topics that add up to describing the whole of it all, right? You are showing your authority over all of this stuff. Houston DUI law, lawyers, clients, things that people need to know about Houston DUI law. You are showing it to Google. Hey, see how much we talk about this stuff? Not only are you talking about the topical authority, but you are filling in niche gaps by making sure to subdefine what we talk about in each case. So we are drawing the details out. Come on, AI. Come and tell us more. Give us more. Break it down further. Subdivide. Comprehensively clarify. Get a little exhaustive here and go through all the individual topics that we should cover. Okay? And every one of these topics are valuable, some more than others. Maybe the evolution of the laws in Houston is the least interesting to somebody who's nervous because, they got a problem. But understanding the laws, a beginner's guide, heck yeah. Every guy who just got hit with a DUI in Houston for the first time is probably going to want to read that. Comparing Houston DUI laws to other states, if somebody's from out of state, they might want to. Key legal terms in Houston DUI cases explained. Yeah, the legal terms. Might just want to brush up on that before they call a lawyer. How DUI laws in Houston affect your insurance. Yeah, you can bet someone wants to read that, right? I am filling in the gaps for each of the main topics. So by filling in those niche gaps, I am totally and thoroughly talking about the topic. I'm not leaving big Swiss cheese style holes in the entire blanket of the topic. Does that make sense? And here's the most important thing. These topics do not overlap. Factors to consider when selecting a lawyer is a different concept than top-rated lawyers. An overview. It's a different concept than questions to ask your lawyer. Different than understanding lawyer fees and costs, which is different than the importance of the chemistry, lawyer-client chemistry in the cases. So non-overlapping topics. We are going to create pages that go right next to each other into a sitemap on a website. And every one of these topics we write about stands alone from each other and covers its own piece. So we're going to make 120 pages that each go into detail about itself. How's that? Let's take a look at what that would look like. So if I were just here, what was this again? Oh, I'll point this out. So if I were here and I do a search for the sitemap, okay, And I just take one of these pages and I just happen to click on it, and I've got like 100 pages in there, right? First things first, check this out. Understanding the DUI commercial driver impact, regulations and consequences, right? Somebody would have seen that on Google as something to click on, and maybe that's their issue. DUI commercial driver impact, right? They're doing a search that's bringing up a page like this. And if they click it, not only does the page load to talk about it, but it can give this a welcome pop-up. And this welcome pop-up uses the same verbiage that they clicked on Google. So it reminds them that they're in the right place and that this all relates, right? Have you recently been charged with a DUI or DWI? Don't face this legal battle alone. Our expert lawyers are here to help you navigate through the complexities of the legal system. We understand that the charge can be stressful and overwhelming, Call now, right? So this already is an offer. This is a way to suggest that somebody give you a call. Really cool, right? Now, it's a call to action. They could close it. And if they do, it benefits the score of the page in Google's eyes, because now somebody interacted with the page. The longer somebody is on the page and or clicks, the more things they click, the higher the score, the higher the performance of the page. Okay? So anyway, here they are. They can read. So what else do we have? Well, we have our top menu items. They could be us selling anything, even if all of this is informational. Okay, so we can still be offering. We're still offering. We've got maybe our breadcrumbs here, but what else? Check this out, a table of contents. I don't know if you know, but a table of contents allows us to go to any section down the page really, really fast, like right here. So if that's what I needed to read about, okay, I found it quick. By the way, don't worry about the color scheme. We like to show, these are demo sites, they're not serious. We show them to people in order to show them the remote control that we have all over the websites and the ability to control anything on all the websites at once. So sometimes we make the colors extra, just stand out more than obvious. Anyway, so the table of contents, believe it or not, this little box here adds tremendous power to the website and allows the web page, each web page that it's on, and it's on all of them, it allows the web pages to rank for many more keywords than they could before, because you can find what you were looking for down low. So all the related keywords to terms in here, Google will show this page for, can, because you will not get lost when you land on this page. You can click the link that takes you right down where you're going. What else have we got? When we scroll down, take a look at that. This is called a CTA bar, call to action bar. This could say anything. Watch our video, fill out our form, give us a call, visit our parent site. It could say anything. Contact Bob now, email Bob now. Get yourself scheduled, on Calendly. It can be anything, schedule a call, right? So you've got all of this here, okay? There's more stuff, some of which I don't actually have in these pages. That's okay, I was just randomly choosing. Inner links are the actual links in the paragraphs that you can click on that take you to other pages of the website. We do have that in our websites. We build that for you. At the bottom, we have a link to the previous page, a link to the next page, and that actually goes for all the pages of the site. So it knits all the pages together without requiring a sitemap, and Google likes that. Inner pages, Google likes. This call to action bar, Google likes. The fact that the menu's here anyway, the table of contents, Google likes, especially the table of contents. Now over here, we've got related pages, other pages that are the other 4 topics out of 5. This is the 5th one. For the same top level topic. You know what I mean? You know how we had our top level topics, like these 20, and then for each one, for the heck of it, I just set it to build 5, right? For a professional job, we tend to build 20. But I would take this and it would have 5. Right? Well, say I'm on that page right there. Guess what I'd see in the sidebar? The other 4 pages at the top being labeled related pages because they are all related to this main topic. Do you think Google notices that? Yes. Do you think Google recognizes the value of that? Yes. It makes it easy for a visitor to land here, read, and look and see what comes along with it and click it right now. Like they could go to another page right now and start reading more. And sure enough, there's the pop-up that talks about whatever this page is about that somebody wanted to read. So immediate reminder. So it's another occasion to give you a call. And when they land on this page, it's another reason to maybe close the box, which adds to the score of the page, especially if they're going to start reading, right? Here are the related pages. What do you think the other pages are? They're the top level page in each of the other sections, like this. Here's one of them. And then for number 3, here's another one of them to kick it off. Number 4 would have another one of them. What's the point? If I go to one of those, let's say we're talking about, I wanted to do one for stops because I just know what I'll see. Challenge DUI stop legality. I just recognize the terminology. Okay, say I'm going to, the whole challenge the DUI stop legality. Okay? Well, guess what? I'm here and it's talking about it. Challenge DUI stop legality. Know your rights on the road. Don't face it alone. Give us a call now. Great. Boom. Absolutely cool. Google loves that. And if they start reading, that's great. If they want, they can pop this thing open and go wherever they wanted to go, and that's great. Okay. By the way, the lawyer names that we're using in these sites get swapped out all the time because they're demo sites. But for the time that we use them, if it gets them some hits, then yeah, they got a freebie hit or two. That's cool. Related pages, breathalyzer errors defense, field sobriety test inaccuracies, rising BAC defense DUI, DUI defense witness tips. Does your website talk about everything your guys should know that well? And then have your other related, totally important topics that are worth your time and attention if you don't know some of these things. Maybe you don't need to know the repeat DUI penalties because you're on your first one. But DUI job loss risks, you might want to read that, right? Choosing an attorney criteria. Of course, we can always have GPT write to talk about what to choose and why to choose you. That's the beauty of AI. We can aim for you anyway. And what else is good about these pages? Okay, check this out. Challenge the stop legality. Understanding your rights during a traffic stop. And he goes into it, right? Imagine you're driving home after an evening with friends. Suddenly, the glare of flashing lights appears in your rearview mirror. Pit forms in your stomach as the officer approaches your window. Traffic stops can be stressful, especially if they lead to DUI charges. But did you know that questioning the legality of the traffic stop can be a vital tactic in your defense? We provide essential insights into your rights and connect you with savvy attorneys ready to scrutinize every detail of your stop to fortify your defense. Wow, this is not plagiarized. It's completely unique and written for the very first time, but man, that's an easy read and very powerful, isn't it? Sounds professional, sounds solid. And it goes into it. Well, guess what? It keeps going. Your rights at a traffic stop. First things first. Every driver should know their rights when they're pulled over, right? You have the right to remain silent and know why you're being stopped. Was the stop justified? It continues. One of the first questions our lawyers will ask is this: was a traffic stop itself justified? Did you receive proper notice? Say you did get pulled over and did the officer properly tell you why? Law requires officers provide the reason. The process of challenging DUI stops, gathering evidence for your defense, understand. Do you see how well this is written? It is literally exploring all possible defense. It's going through the entire topic smartly, right? For those of you that know what alt codes are on images, we actually have a unique alt code for each image which reflects the title that the image belongs to, so we're never duplicating those things. All the images are specific to the section they're in. Google loves that, really does. Now guess what? After all the information, we're getting right down to it. Why choose us for your defense? You know, because, okay, the importance of a prompt response. You know, take the wheel, contact us, right? Take the wheel. Start your journey to a stronger defense. Our promise to you, reach out for a free consultation. We pre-train GPT with the information it needs to know about you so that when it writes all these pages, it's going to be informational, but then it's going to close with all this call to action about contacting you because you're the man. Sorry, ladies. You're the woman. So, with all of these functions built into the pages, they are great. So what happens if we make a website like that where every single page is written? Oh, I thought it was back on the website page. Forgot. Every single page, is written perfectly, non-overlapping topics, filling in all the niche gaps, providing topical authority. These websites are informational websites that can show up for thousands of keywords if we also do what? We create others. Websites like that, but different. They all have sitemaps. They all go through niche topics. They all have topical authority. They all fill in the gaps. They have non-overlapping topics. But do you know what? They can all pitch you. They can all recommend you. Okay? And so there's all these different arms out there. What you're doing is competing with the mass load of other attorney sites that are out there by changing the scale. If there were 100 competing DUI lawyer websites in Houston, we could make it 200 where 100 belong to you. Does that make sense? And yet they all cover topics. They all go through everything. See that? There's your internal link and your external link, all the stuff I was talking about before, table of contents, of course, you know, related pages, other pages. We could go through this. We can build an army of interconnected sites that travel like a constellation up higher in rank next to each other because Google loves to reward the sites that receive the backlinks from other related pages, which we're creating, and Google also rewards the sites that link out, because if they didn't reward sites for linking out, then no sites would ever get links, right? Why would they? So there you have it. The fact that we can do this in such a way that we're benefiting you directly all the way along the line, this is massively powerful. And if you have partners, or if you're expanding into other cities near you or towns near you and you want to give territory to guys, we can make all these sites for your different partners. I once took a plumbing company with 17 employees and created a separate plumbing site using their home address in each case. And they were like an independent contractor for the main company, but they wanted to carry the hat with the label. They wanted to carry the jacket with the label, the shirt with the label, right? They wanted the toolbox and the truck to be provided to them. So they're under the umbrella of the main company anyway. But why did we just simply create the websites at all their different addresses? So that when people goes driving around the nation and they do a search for a plumber, one of those 17 households is probably pretty close by. So even though the main plumber, try to picture it this way. If you see this big rectangle here, imagine that that's the city. You're staring down at it, right? Streets all over the place here. What if the plumbing company's over in the corner? I'm just trying to be dramatic to make the point. Well, they're trying to serve the city, but there are plumbing companies around here. So whenever somebody needs a plumbing company and they hop on their phone, it's going to show them the closest plumbing companies first in a concentric circles going out, right? I mean, that's the default setting on your phone. Who's near you, right? How are these guys ever going to get any business if they're way over in the corner? They figure out where their employees live, which is like all over town. And the neighboring town's on the other side, but I'm just trying to keep this two-dimensional for clarity. So you know what? For all their employees that live are all around here, let's set up a website with each different location. People aren't going to the house of the plumber. They're not going to the plumber. The plumber comes to them. Okay? But because they do that, we can put a different phone number on each of the websites. And then all the phone numbers can lead to the dispatch center, the one lady at the one desk. And she dispatches the Tom, Dick, or Harry plumber who happens to be available next in the area to go right on over there and take care of them. There's nothing wrong with that. Google doesn't have a problem with that. That's you using your head and expanding. It's the illusion of diversity. It's like when you walk in the store and you go down the chips aisle and you see all these different chips. Fritos and Tostitos and whatever other kind, but you flip the bags over and they're all made by the same company. And that's when you realize, oh, it's the illusion of diversity. But again, Google doesn't care. As long as you have unique user experiences on each site, and we do, our websites have unique user experiences. It's the same kind of layout, but every page is written totally differently. Believe it or not, and we can subdivide the topics and the structures of the topics throughout the sites so that they even talk about different sets of the topics. In other words, we don't need 20 top-level topics. We don't need to stop there. We can do 40, 60, 80. And then we can use a combination of 20 per site, but a mix of those 80 that we're just going to pick out randomly. And then when we do the subtopics, we could say create 20 subtopics. I'm going to randomly pick 5 out of each for each of the websites. That way, the websites are talking about different topics, focusing hard, but they're all going to, be linking through each other on the way to you, and they're canvassing this massive stretch of keyword combinations. So you're going to show up for so many keywords per site. Every site's going to do that. But the juice on the way up to you is going to force the next level up to show up for more keywords, higher in rank. They are going to force the next level of websites up to show up even higher for more keywords. And all the way to just all these roads leading to Rome. They all lead to you. So that's power. Anyone want to grow? You want to go ahead and be the hero to your partners who are struggling, or to other guys who would love to find a home at your firm and you didn't have room for them before? We'll make you the room and you can do it. All right. I just wanted to show you that we do this kind of thing. And by the way, I almost forgot to show you that this stuff happens in the real world. One of the top results for Houston divorce lawyer, for example, right? Guy that's like 600 searches a month for that exact one term. These guys here, number 3, I came down like Ustia. That's a directory that's not the same thing. I don't know why I didn't grab Ramos. Maybe I didn't see him, but here, oh, that's why. His search traffic is not as big as this guy. So even though on this particular page, this guy's number 3, this listing is a bigger company than this. They are doing more. They're doing better. So having said that, or at least they're getting more traffic. Having said that, if I go look at their page, right, I'm going to see similar concepts. There's a top menu. Could have a drop down. We can do drop downs. They also can have buttons at the top. We can do buttons at the top, things right out of the top banner. And as you come down, I want to point to a couple of things. See this? Oh, they got a table of contents, right? You can click something and it goes down there. You know what else they have? Links in the paragraphs. Some link out to external authority sites like this one. This one leaves the website in a new tab. Some just go to another topic on the same website. Not that one, but that one. So this takes you to a contested divorce, right? As opposed to uncontested divorce. Same thing though. They got links in the paragraphs. They got their table of contents. They're going to be informational. What is a contested divorce? What happens in a contested divorce? Filings in service, temporary orders, negotiation, trial. And then guess what? Choose us, right? They're going to close with their call to action. Phone number is always visible, kind of like us, like this idea. That's a click or call to action bar. It's kind of the same idea. And for Google, it's the same idea. But there you have it. And we're doing better because we have more immediate, easy access to all the other topics using those sidebar links that we have for related pages and other pages. So our pages are stronger and they talk more about the topic. This is, I know, I would say about 900 words, and so if ours has 2,500 words wonderfully broken into subsections with an easy table of contents to scroll down to the section you want to read next, and the back to top page link that brings you right back to the top when you're done reading, then the fact of the matter is our pages are stronger and they have links to other pages that are also stronger. And if we do that on multiple websites, all of the websites are stronger. You know what's really funny? I did a run once to prove a point. It's outdated, but I used a mid-sized town, Little Rock, Arkansas. And I said Bowen specialists, kind of like chiropractors, but different. And so I did the qualified search for Little Rock in double quotes to keep it together, and Bowen therapy in double quotes to keep that together. You know what's funny? We made 100 websites for that search. And we interlinked them and had powerful content on them. And when you did that qualified search so that you told Google that is what I'm looking for, it's the same as a human that does a search without the quotes, but they're skipping everything that's not Little Rock Bowen therapy, right? They're skipping the directories and stuff. We had the top 100 results. It was like a sheet of armor. Anyone that wants to pierce through that has to pierce through 100 of us to get to the top. We had every listing for 10 pages deep. How's that? That's the kind of power you want backing you, and that's the kind of power AI makes affordable for us to write for you. In the old days, you wouldn't have let us write this stuff. I'm not from Houston. What do I know about contested divorce in Houston? But now I can have GPT study your site, read up on your materials, and it already knows anyway. It's read the internet and knows everything. And guess what? It can start creating, and we just double check with you to make sure it's on track. We can make little adjustments to the prompts to keep it on track, but we're just doing informational pages, so guess what else we can do? A simple disclaimer in the footer, say, or at the bottom of the page if you want to be more obvious, that just says what? The information on this page is not produced by a lawyer, right? If you want actual answers to your actual case questions, ask a lawyer. Click here, call them. They're the lawyers. They'll talk to you about your case, right? So the disclaimer could say the information on this page might be outdated or inaccurate. It could say we are not lawyers. It can say anything. So you can have us stand back. You own the sites, but it's our stack of sites so that it's separated from you, arm's length. And our sites are just saying you're the man pointing in at you from over here, but you are not at all responsible for what we say or write. Therefore, you don't need to read every single page. It's not on you, it's on us. You want to do anything? Help us with the disclaimers. How's that? Cool. So yeah, get a hold of me. Let's crank stuff out for you now because your competitors are starting to learn what AI is. They're starting to realize this stuff exists. A few of them that have gone off and dealt with it are rising in rank. They're picking up money. They're getting it to happen for them. Join those guys. Don't get left behind. Let's get you on a roll. Give me a call. Let's talk something through. Let's put a plan together. Let's phase you in and phase you up. All right.